Welcome to the game chat. Isaac, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Good. Long time no see.
I know, really. We saw each other for the first time in person in since October,
Yeah.
and so it's been good. I've missed you the past 24 hours.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together. It was good. It was a
Yeah.
lot of good time, a lot of good time with everybody. Hey, look at that. We got one guy in the chat right away.
Let's see who's in there. AJ, what is up? So you are a supporter of the One Board Family T-shirt. Funny story
Gosh.
about sitting around with with AJ.
Best ad ever.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I plopped down a couple flyers that gives 10% off our apparel store on the table, and look up, and AJ's sitting there with a One Board Family T-shirt that he bought at full price. So thank you for the support, sir.
Yeah,
So,
we appreciate it
yeah,
nonetheless, right?
absolutely. So, but yeah, so we are talking about Origins. You actually wrote the. Let's see. Oh no, that's not good. This is where I live stream the burning of my shirt, of that
Wow.
shirt. Yeah,
That means he'll buy a new one, so it's okay.
Oh, actually, that works. So actually, I'm going to let you guide the show since you actually wrote notes and I didn't. I just worked, and that's all I did today.
I wrote them about 30 seconds ago. So
Oh, nice. Okay. So
yeah, so the first question I have, we're just coming back, like you said, Origins 2022.
mhm.
I had to go there with my son, my friends. You and
Yep.
Aaron came out and joined us, and we'll talk about all the people in the games and that. But
Mhm.
what was the best costume you saw at Origins? Like, what was the best character or cosplay
Yeah.
or something where somebody was dressed up?
Yeah, actually, so I'm going to pull out my phone for that one because
Okay.
so there's a giant Pikachu, but I feel like that was
It
a
was.
I appreciated it, but it was a store bought costume, So
But it was
let's
cool
see,
looking.
it was good. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so I got the photo. So got a picture with. Let's see, I got a picture with the lady in the Spaceballs uniform
That's
with the
awesome.
Spaceballs, the mask.
I love
Loved it. That's that had to be my favorite. Somebody actually told me, Jim from Atlanta told me about this person walking around, and sure enough, I come through the hall, turn a corner. Oh no, that's a good one. AJ said Ursula from Little Mermaid. There
Oh, I
was
missed
a
that.
person walking around with an Ursula costume. It looks so good.
Wow, I
So
missed that one.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. I saw a couple that I really liked. One was the Frosthaven, right? The
Okay.
Gloomhaven
Yep.
Frosthaven. They had a like a two-headed costume that was just sitting there, and then the
Yeah,
next day there was actually somebody in it. So as you walked by, they like wave their arms around and move some swords. So that was pretty cool.
that's cool.
And the
I
other
didn't
one,
see the person in it. That's
well,
awesome.
that one like threw me for a loop. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I did not expect that. The second one was the last day, Saturday. We were there for just a very short time, and I saw these
Mhm.
two kids. One kid was dressed up, and these were homemade looking costumes, in a
Okay.
Pikachu costume, and the other kid was dressed up as a Pokeball, and they were kind of like
Nice.
hand in hand. I could just imagine they
Yeah,
were
I
chasing
saw
each
the
other around.
Pokeball. I didn't see. Okay, that's cool.
The
I saw the
Pikachu with
Pokeball from the back. Yep.
and that was fun,
So
because there was a
yeah.
lot of good. There was some cosplay. Like I like that you get to see a little bit of cosplay, right? A
Mhm.
smattering. I don't know what the word
A smattering of
is that a
cosplay.
word? I don't know. A
Yeah.
little bit, just enough to see it all. But
Yeah. So Bob on the One Board Family account, Ryan, give me my games, man. I'm gonna hold those 2 games hostage. So
it might be worth something on eBay. We'll talk about those in a
yeah,
second.
yeah,
So,
really. So
uh,
one place that I did see some cosplay, we actually there was a I'm going Pure Alchemy. Pure Alchemy, that's what it was. Pure Alchemy was
okay.
a booth there, and they had a really unique look. I loved checking out handmade soaps. I'm a sucker for handmade soaps. Anytime Christmas rolls around, like I love it because people know me well enough that they get me handmade soaps from different places. And my favorite handmade soaps actually were from a company, very, very small company out of Atlanta, and they closed up shop last summer. Unfortunately, they grew too fast and couldn't keep it going.
Couldn't go.
And then the but this Pure Alchemy place, they have a really unique take on it. They've got different classes. You've got race class and a bit alignment, and you pick the different things based on your D&D character, and they make you a set of 3 soaps based on that. It's really, really cool. And they actually had little mystery boxes that had like a story behind a D&D character. When you open it up, it's the 3 different, the alignment, class, and race. It's really cool. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jason is in here, and he posted. I just went and looked at it. He posted a picture with the Pikachu, with that Frosthaven character, and
nice.
with one of the.
Let's see if I can pull some of those in here. I'm going to fail at this.
One of the Mandalorian costumes, I think, is what it is. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, there was a lot of cool people dressed up with some cool stuff, and yeah, some of those cosplayers were pretty awesome. So
okay, yeah, let me see if I can pull some of these. I'm going to see if I can pull these down live, and it may or may not work.
So, while you're doing that, the next question, just so you can think about it a little bit. So I want to talk people, I want to talk board games, I want to talk food, but before we jump into the details, let's talk overview. Like, how did Origins feel? Like, cons have a feel to them, right? Every convention has a different feel. And if you've gone to the same one multiple times, you start to like, oh, it felt different or the same or better or worse or what have you. Like, how many times have you been to Origins, first off?
4th time, I believe. So
okay, so you
5th time.
So you went during the pandemic. You went pre-pandemic. So you've kind of seen it in a few different lights.
Yeah. So 2018, 2019, and then last year and this year. So
okay. Yeah. So overall, how did it feel?
I got those photos. Perfect. Let me throw them up here.
Let's see them.
Jason helping us out with some photos. That's the awesome. Blow up Pikachu. Yeah.
On the left.
Anywhere this Pikachu went, you saw it just floating around the hall. And then this is the one you were talking about.
Yeah, it was crazy
looking. Frosthaven. Yeah.
And there was a 3rd head in there in the middle that the person was like operating it, but you couldn't see him.
Nice. That's cool. So
yeah, it was fun stuff.
I don't know. So I think the one thing that was consistent with all 3 of us, Aaron, myself, and you, that we said that Origins this year had a much smaller number of people there. I will tell you that I really, really enjoyed that they opened up the exhibitor hall, and it was larger. A lot more companies were there. I mean,
than last year. Than last
year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So last year you could go through the exhibitor hall and see everything in an afternoon. I was going through the exhibitor hall each day and finding a little something different. And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that the exhibitor hall was back to a larger footprint and back to a good number of company support.
Well, and it was larger than last year, but it was still smaller than your pre-2019 19 back. And if you really looked, and we were talking about this, like, what companies can you feel are missing, right? Like Yellow, Gamewright, WizKids, CMON, like those companies had huge footprints at that con. Yeah, Haba is another big one. Yeah. There was another Skybound, right? Skybound and they've always had a big footprint in all these things. Plan B wasn't there, and Plan B is always was their big convention.
Plan B and Next Move, and that's the thing. I was wondering if we would see the new Great Western Trail is going to be. I think it's going to debut at Essen, but I was like, man, what if they were there? Would that be a possibility? And so, yeah.
So, but those companies not being there gave other companies a chance to kind of step up, right, and be like the go-to ones. Like Bezier was right up front and was a hot booth, where normally they're kind of in the middle and they've got some Werewolf. And I mean, 25th Century, every time I looked over in that corner, they were busy. They were not sleeping in that
25th Century. They were so busy all the time. Yeah. I didn't bother Chad because he was busy constantly. I would go by there and it's like they've got a line of people waiting.
which was great to see, right? And so overall feel, like I said, I agree with where you were at, where it felt busier than the pandemic one last year, but definitely not where it was previously. The other thing is it definitely felt
absolutely not,
there definitely was a feel too of outside of the convention. It wasn't as busy either.
Yeah, that's true. We went to North Market only one time this year, which is rare. We usually go to North Market 4 times. But yeah, this year we went one time. It was busy over there. It was pretty busy over there. I mean, they were packed in there like sardines. And then, but the streets and stuff, like, it wasn't bad. You could get in. We got into every place that we wanted to eat without a long wait. Which was kind of nice,
Reservations helped.
Reservations did help. Yep.
But we could get them for like a party of 12, 16, 20 the last night. We had a reservation for 20.
Yeah. I remember the year, there was a year that we waited 2.5 hours for a table. Wow. That was 2019. Waited 2.5 hours for a table, and that was pretty average, So
wow. Yeah, and for those that kind of seen some pictures, and they had mask rules if you're in the convention center, but the rest of the city wasn't. So it was kind of a mix of, there are places you could participate and be a part of the convention with wherever you were comfortable. But for the most part, people that were in the convention area were very good about respecting this is the requirement and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Exactly. I didn't see anybody get crazy, which was nice.
No one overreacting or anything like that.
That's good. Yeah.
So speaking of food, let's talk food. I know if Bob's still in the chat, it's one of his favorite things when it comes to conventions.
Yeah. So
and we love food, but
Bob mentioned that lineup. The releases that 25th Century had this year was wild
for sure.
So, we'll talk about those.
But what was the food like? What kind of food did you thoroughly enjoy?
So Aaron and I in 2021 we found the restaurant The Happy Greek, which is right there on the same street as the convention center. The Happy Greek, delicious food. We really enjoyed it. The hummus there is amazing. So we went back actually Saturday night and had a meal there, and it was it hit the spot. It was really good. So perfect way to end it. But then you shared your favorite restaurant with us, and then later shared it with Chris at the Charity Board Gamer. And so tell us about the Eagle. So
the Eagle is my favorite restaurant in Columbus. We found it accidentally. My buddy Gene and I and our boys stuck in the rain looking for a place to eat, and ran in, and amazing fried chicken and all the fixins, right? The mac and cheese, the spoon bread, the collard greens. Like we had a table of 12. No, we were 11 in there. So we filled the table. Everybody got themselves some fried chicken in various forms, and we went to town on it. It was so good. Probably what I look forward to restaurant wise the most each year. Like I can't wait to get back to the Eagle. And like you said, we went with our group, and there was a handful of people who were new. And Chris asked me Saturday night, actually Saturday morning, he's like, "What's that place you keep talking about?" And it looked like he took a pretty big group, and he said it was outstanding. That everybody loved it as well. So great place. Definitely got to check it out next time you're in Columbus.
Yeah.
What about the place we went Wednesday night? What'd you think of that place?
I had the horseradish mashed potatoes at the Eagle. They were so good.
For sure.
Like they were so good. So, yeah. And then Bob in the comments says Condado tacos. We ate there on Friday night. So
so good. And we had a good group. That's where we went to celebrate Jason's birthday and had a good time singing to him. And it was a good night. Lots of good cheese, lots of good tacos, and some of us walked it off the rest of the way back to the convention center.
I had walk. I was like, man, this is I'm feeling it.
Now, what about our Wednesday night choice? Do you want to talk
talk
about where we went Wednesday?
Yeah. So what was the tavern? What was the name of it?
Forge Tavern.
Forge Tavern.
Yeah.
Forge Tavern. Yeah. So Forge Tavern was really cool. It was a gaming pub. Really neat atmosphere in there. Everybody was super kind. We really liked the white staff in there, and so Forge Tavern was probably 2 miles from the place.
Yeah, about.
Okay. Yeah, we really enjoyed it. The burger there with Aaron and I both had a burger. It was good. But what was cool is it just games all along the walls, and they had just these big open tables, and you were able to just sit there and game. We played a game of long dice game. We played some cards. We played Six Nimmt. We what else did we play? We played Fuji Flush. So we had a really good time. Scout was played. Yep. So it was really good. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was a fun little spot. I love finding board game cafes, and this was like tavern through and through. They had the knight's armor. They had the decorations on the walls. We had, again, a good sized groups. People were just kind of getting in, and we saw the Chip Theory team there, probably like 20 of them taking up table 2, and Chris and Grant and all of them eventually came out in the evening also. So it was a lot of fun. It was a good location, and we I really enjoyed that spot. But you mentioned North Market. I do want to touch back to that. What did you have at the North Market?
So we went to there was a Dos Hermanos taco place. Aaron and I both had burritos. And actually I had a what was it? Aaron had the carne asada, the carnitas burrito, and I had what was chorizo burrito.
Okay.
Man, it was good. It was really, really good. So I really enjoyed it. So those burritos were solid. So
yeah, we hit the North Market a couple times, but Jason mentioned in here there's a fish like seafood stand in there, and they had lobster mac and cheese and lobster French fries. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Really?
Fresh. Like the seafood in front was like fresh on the ice, so you knew you were getting like, top of the line stuff. But it was really, really good. Highly recommend.
We were actually sad because Aaron and I really enjoyed there was a donut place in there that we had always gone to, and that donut place is shut down. It was gone. A small bakery was in its place, and the baked goods were fine. We ordered something from there. They were good. So. But sad to see the donut shop close up. So,
yeah, for sure. All right, so it's our food chat, and we had a few comments from some of the people that were there that got some good stuff. Let's talk board games. So I put 4 questions on the board game thing, right? I said what stood out, what sold out, what can you live without, and what surprised you. So let's start with what stood out.
Okay.
Like what games that you were like, okay, all right, I like this. This is solid. I enjoyed this.
So I didn't know if we had a top 5 or anything.
We're just throwing them out there.
Yeah. So I've got 5 games next to me.
Oh, perfect. Let's do that. I got them all over because I haven't put anything away.
Okay. Yeah. So I had Emily and Kendall help me out with the game room today. Let's see
what you got, and then I can add to it.
Stood out, man. I've got a couple that stood out.
Yeah, let's see them both.
Okay, 2 or 3 or however many. You know what? These are sold out. Let's go this.
Yep.
Okay,
I know what you got for sold out.
Yep. Okay, this is how I'm gonna do it. All right, stood out. Sorcerer's Arena, Disney Sorcerer's Arena. This was on my radar because the op. We really like the work that the op does and the games that they have. Yep, we both really, really like this game.
Sure.
I thought that initially going in, I thought this was going to be my first Unmatched. That's what I felt like it would be, or what it could turn into. And what it actually is actually really a well thought out game that uses the properties really well. So
good.
I played, my team was Stitch, Aladdin, and Sully. And I went up against your team.
Moana, Little Mermaid, and Sorcerer Mickey. What?
Yeah.
We got Sean in the house here,
Sean,
designer of this game.
Designer of the game, Sean in the building.
Oh,
Well,
we need to
thank
get
you.
Sean on this show, I think, and talk about battle games.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, thank you. This is that is awesome. So did not know that was going to happen. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, really enjoy this.
So we played the 3v3. The guys at the op did such a tremendous job at teaching it, explaining it, let us kind of, take the characters, walked us through how it all worked. We played to 10 life. Usually it's like 20, right? 20 victory points.
21, I think.
So one of us won. I think it was me.
You won, yeah. I Sully went in there like a tank, just wrecking shop, and then you came back. You were
that Moana. It was something with the water and the way she was jumping around. It was perfect. And
it was good because
so much fun.
I was actually able to use Stitch in the water spaces to come get you, which was kind of nice. So
yeah, arena games are not my favorite, but man, it's like the theme is the first thing for me, right? Like in that type of game, and that theme just drug me in, and every character seemed to have this like, oh my gosh, that's perfect for that character, right? Type of moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we really this was a big surprise for me. And so the next one, less of a surprise, more of a I got to get that. Tenpenny Park. Tenpenny Park's been on my list for a minute. I really wanted to try it out. Vincent Dutray's artwork on the front. It's so cool. It's a theme park board game, which I'm a sucker for theme park board games. I love Fun Fair, and I've got Meeple Land over there. I love the theme, and so Tenpenny Park was one that I really wanted to try. We got 2 rounds in, and this was the last copy sitting behind Aaron's head. Aaron looks over and says, "Let me get that copy." And so
that's awesome.
Took it off the shelf, stuck it up under her seat, and that was that. So
that's amazing. It was definitely on my radar, and I just never made it into play it, right? And we definitely miss out on days of just sitting down to play sometimes.
Yes.
That would have been my Saturday for sure. I've tried to do that, like we talked about, with hit all the meetings up front and then walk around, demo the stuff you want. And we tried to demo this game that I just got anyway, which was
Merchants of the Dark Road.
Yeah, Merchants of the Dark Road. But yeah, games were hot, right? It was hard to play them. AJ wouldn't help us out and get us into a
AJ, demo, what's your problem, man?
The worst, literally.
You're supposed to throw people out of seats and be like, my friends are here,
right? So, exactly.
I'm just playing. Don't do that.
So those are a couple stood outs for you.
Yeah, these are 2 that stood out. I've got more, but we'll cover those when we get there.
So one stood out for me that I had to pick up. It was this big monster, right? It was Ark Nova. Had to add this to my collection. Had to have it. Really enjoy it. Stood out. It's sold out, I'm pretty sure, on the last on either Saturday or Sunday. But this is hard not to pass up. Like that
it was a good price. I think they had it show price was $75 for Ark Nova, which
great price. Yes, that was super solid. So another one that stood out that we got kind of walked through that I was like, oh, now I can't wait to get home and play my copy, were both of the different detective games from Lucky Duck. So Pocket Detective and the Sherlock Holmes game are not just Chronicles of Crime in a different form.
Correct,
these are different games. And this one, I'll be honest, I'm like seriously considering like I might just play this by myself. This had that feel the way she described it. I was like, oh, I could go through that. Like that would be a fun little adventure to kind of walk through. So
Bree at Lucky Duck did a really good job of sharing why these were different and how these were different. And I think it's hard because you look at the lineup of detective games. You've got Detective from Portal. You've got all these different offshoots of the detective series. You've got Chronicles of Crime, and then the Chronicles of Crime, all the newer editions. And you're like, okay, how different can they be? But these, I mean, Lucky Duck is making their mystery games like they're significantly different. Like they don't they don't have a ton of overlap,
right.
And so it's good to see that they have a diverse methodology with the games that they're putting out.
It's fair.
So
sold out.
How
many do you have? I have 2. You got 2 also?
I got 2. Yeah,
it's the same 2, right?
I think it's the same 2.
It's the same 2.
Green Team Wins, sold out. This Joker is wonderful. We played it. Let's see. Got my fanny pack. So when I was playing last night with my family, we get in the door. 30 minutes. We eat, and then we sit down and we played Green Team with my parents, my brother and sister-in-law, kids. Yeah, so it's good. So I wore this fanny pack while I was running Green Team Wins.
Obviously. So, what else would you do?
Yeah, you can't do it any other way. How can you run Green Team without a fanny pack on?
So we had my daughter's grad party yesterday.
Yep.
I didn't get any games out personally. As a dad, you're buzzing around like mom and talking to everybody and visiting. At one point, my daughter's sitting with 10 of her friends in the living room. She goes, "Dad, where's that Green Team Wins game that you just brought back? I want to teach my friends." And sure enough, she had them set up. They're playing in the living room. She had the cards out. Everybody was laughing. Like,
that's good.
I love it. That's what I wanted to see. Right.
Yeah.
That's why I could not wait for this game. So excited. I got an awesome story about this game when we talk about people in a little bit, but we'll get to that. So your other sold out.
Other sold out's going to be the same as your sold out.
Is this bad boy, right?
Acropolis. I got to say that Acropolis is the game of the show for me. So this is, I like there's something about the cover, the composition of the cover. I was like, I really want to check this out. And it's a tile laying game. And there was a drafting element to it. And I was like, I want to try this out. I want to really dig into it. And Danny over at Hachette sat down and taught us how to play. Man, it's good. It is so good. Erin came home from work and she was like, "Are you doing the show tonight with Isaac?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Oh, I was hoping we could play Acropolis." I was like,
I love it.
But as soon as we finish the show, we're playing Acropolis.
I love it. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. You and I did not plan to buy this coming into the show. Right? We didn't even lost your mic. Still there? Still don't hear you. I lost the input on your end. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? We can't hear each other. Oh boy. Better now. Hello. Testing. It looks like I'm talking. Can you hear me? You can hear me. I still can't hear you. Oh, looks like they can only hear me. All right. Well, I'm going to keep talking about Acropolis while you're figuring it out. Gigamic still can't hear you. One of the reasons I picked this up is because I love Gigamic. I love their company. I love what they're doing. And then Danny from Hachette went through it with us, and it was like, this is a game that I'm going to love. My family's going to love. I love the tile laying. I love the way it scores. It plays like number 9, but like city building number 9. It's amazing. I'm super excited to play it. I looked over at their shelf. So we were talking about working together in the future. I'm like, how many copies that you got left? She's like, we only have 10. We're just about sold out. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about, getting a copy in the future. I want to buy a copy right now because I want to take this home with me. So we made sure that was the case. You good? You got audio? Nope. Nothing still. Nada, sir. Somebody unplugged you. Must be the mice. All right, well, I'm going to keep going. So Acropolis, definitely check out. It's going to be dropping at Gen Con. It's going to be a fun one. They had about, I don't know how many copies they had there, but they had enough to get it into some people's hands, get them trying it out. So that was one I was super excited to be able to bring home. I also had on there, so I had what stood out, what sold out. Do we have a Ryan now? Gotcha.
Check.
Good.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Okay. I don't know what's happening over here, man.
It's the mice.
Anyway,
But yeah, those are the ones that sold out. They stood out and sold out. Both those were
absolutely,
class A games. And make sure you look for your Green Team Wins promo packs.
Yep.
So featuring One Board Family, Gaming with Sidekicks, Tantrum House, and the Board Game Spotlight. These are all games we wrote that are board game specific. It was really fun playing these with people in board game media industry. And watching how they reacted to some of the questions. So
that's right.
It was pretty funny hearing
that some fun stuff. So so what is the next one? What
could you live without? Was there anything you played and you're like, that was okay?
Yep.
Or I didn't need to bring this home, but I tried it.
Yeah, Decorum. So Floodgate Games. Decorum is a passive aggressive house. How would you explain
decorating?
House decorating game. And Aaron and I sat down and played. Yeah, it's cooperative, but so Aaron and I sat down and played, and it was fine. And I would play it if somebody asked me to, but I'm not buying it. And I'm glad that I tried it in that setting. So
yeah, I looked at it. Honestly, I gave it like 2 minutes, listening to somebody pitch it. And I thought, oh man, why would I play that? That sounds like just arguing. I'm not a fan of games that are, that's why I don't like some social deduction, right? Games, because I don't like the argument part. And that's what this, and there are people that love the back and forth of that. And that's probably why it's a popular game. But for me, it wasn't something I really felt like is gonna, I want something that's peaceful, right? I'll take a Kohaku over a, social deduction argument all day.
Yep. Yeah. It didn't hit for me.
So what I could live without, it sold out, but I personally chose to live without was Foundations of Rome. They had a giant Kickstarter, giant, right? Foundations of Rome, $300+ to take it all. It looked beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game.
And I know Emerson's an amazing designer and I love him dearly, but man, I was like, I can't do it. But you know what? There were plenty of people who wanted it and were walking around with that thing. But that was
there were tons of people that were gravitating toward that game, grabbing a copy. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep. So what surprised you?
Surprised me.
Anything you played that you're like, that was better than I expected, or was a lot of fun?
The Bigfoot. Did you stop by XYZ Game Labs?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Bigfoot. What is it?
The roll and write, or
I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Smash and roll.
Smash and roll. There we go.
Roll and smash. Anyway,
that feels right.
Yes, roll and smash. So what surprised me is that back in October when we were at Origins 2021, Adam with the XYZ Game Labs showed me prototype pictures of some of the work that they were doing on this game. He told me all about it. He told me, man, he is super pumped about this game. He was talking it up like crazy. And I was excited for him, not knowing what it was going to look like. When I saw it in person, it is one of the most impressive chunks of plastic that I've seen since Fireball Island. And the fact that I had a conversation with a couple of people at the XYZ Game Labs booth, the fact that they can sell that pre-order for $29.99 blows my mind, because
that's a lot of game for $30.
That is a lot of game for $30. There's a lot of plastic. There's a lot of little mini cars. It's gorgeous and it reminds me a lot of Fireball Island. It is going to be a pretty simple programming game, a lot of fun to play with family, but it is excessive. Like, you see it on the table, you're like, that's madness right there, and I like that. In fact, I'm thinking about, like, should I go ahead and order this for nieces, nephews? Should I order this for family members or people in the community that I know would enjoy it? Because at $29.99 pre-order, that's a ridiculous price.
Yeah, it's a lot of game for what you're getting for sure.
Oh yeah, yep. So, what about you? What surprised you?
A couple of things surprised me. One was a game I brought with me, and everybody I introduced it to was like, that was a fun little quick game. Was the Marvel version of Forgotten Realms?
That was really good.
Remix.
That surprised me. Yep.
Coming out from WizKids. It's Forgotten Realms, but with Marvel characters. Plays in like 10 minutes or less. And everybody tried it. Was like, oh, it was actually a lot of fun. So if you like Marvel, if you enjoyed Forgotten Realms, it's like the perfect smash up.
When does that come out?
I believe it comes out this summer sometime.
Okay, because that's a game that I'll pick up. It was really good. So
the other one that surprised me, Ethan and I, as we were walking around, stopped by Mayday's booth and played and bought. Where did I put it? Here it is. Their newer version, I think, of Click Clack Lumberjack. It's Bamboo Bash. I mean, it's basically Click Clack Lumberjack.
Yeah.
But it's got a little panda that sits at the top, and if he falls off, it's negative points. And I don't own Click Clack Lumberjack, so this was a fun, easiest first thing we played with my wife.
Okay.
We got home. It was fun, silly. They really enjoyed it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So that one surprised me in a fun way.
Yeah. That's cool. Awesome.
That is a good topic, Rick. I think that would have to be like a top 100 for me.
Yeah. So top 5 Marvel themed games. Yeah, that would be really good. There's tons of them. So
yeah, that would be a really hard list.
Yeah.
So then people. So I said, who did you get to meet? Was there anybody that was like a new, like, hey, I'd never met this person, or I only knew them online? Were there some people you got to meet that were new to you?
So Seppi, I met Seppi from Fight in a Box Games last year for the very first time. He was in the Sovereignty booth and we hung out for a little bit, got to know him. And he just kind of popped over. He was like, hey, you're media. I want to give you this game, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, my name's Seppi. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I've gotten to know him through Sovereignty and through playing games online and being part of the Winter Olympics this past year. With Sovereignty, and so it was really good to see Seppi and to interact with him more. I really, really enjoyed that. It's always awesome to see Chris from Cherry Board Gamer. It's always awesome to see Danny and Jason from Sovereignty. We got to meet Danny Standring for the very first time. We just know her from online and playing games online together. But it was really good to see her in person. So interacting with Grant Lyon is always a joy. Fun. Yeah, it's fun playing games with Grant. And so I don't know. It feels like family when you get together with a lot of those people. And
for sure.
that's a neat feeling to be able to see each other once or twice a year and to be like, hey, let's just hang out,
Right. Well, and some of my local friends were guys that you kind of knew, but like you knew Gene, but you got to know Jason and Hank, and some of those guys that were kind of, we did a lot and hung out a lot together. So
and Stuart, I don't think that I had met Stuart before, and Stuart and myself and Aaron hanging out and just talking about life, and I loved hanging out with Gene. I met Gene last year at Origins, and so taught him how to play. Ride the Rails, and so
we had some of the same thing. I enjoy meeting Danny was great, and Grant and some of these people that we only kind of knew online. Carly over at Lucky Duck, getting to meet her, and seeing people that we knew like AJ here, or it's the first time you met AJ in person.
So I had played games with AJ online. I had actually played games on BGA with him, and we're in the Discord server. And but I'd never actually met him in person. And I'm sitting across from him playing Night of the Ninja, and he's wearing one of our T-shirts. It was like the coolest thing. So.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was a fun playing that, and the interaction. One of my favorite lines from that night was Nathan saying. That we had a short but intimate relationship when he asked me a question, which brings me to
tell me about your short and intimate relationship.
My memorable interactions.
Nathan Thornton.
So Charity Board Gamer over at Chris had a meetup on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ton of fun. We went out there. We played a bunch of games. You had a big game of Ninja going that night, I think. not as big as we had the next night, but
we had all 11 spots filled Night of the Ninja. Yeah.
But I was running a Green Team wins table, and we had like 10 to 12. I think our biggest we got was like 14 at one point. Chad was giving away copies of the game. He was giving away fanny packs. He was giving away everything. And so people were coming over because the table was getting loud, right? And it was getting energetic. And people would ask and be like, hey, have a seat. Do you want to learn the game? I'm going to run another one in just a minute. I ran 7 games back to back to back at Green Team Wins. I just emceed it. I love emceeing that game.
Yeah,
I love watching people's reactions, voting. And so a couple people went away, but one guy in particular kept asking questions. He's like, what was the answer to that question? How did that get answered? And I'm like, do you want to play? He's like, no, I'd rather just watch. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He'd come back for the next game. Oh, are these the board game ones? Which ones are popular? Which aren't? And I'm like, sir, if you want to sit down, I'll teach. No, I'm fine. And then he go, eventually he left for the night. And then you and I ran some video, which is currently on your One Word Family YouTube page, which will be on ours at some point when I put it up. But you lined up an interview with us with designer of Green Team Wins, Nathan Thornton. Yeah, right down there in the corner of the box. Also a designer of Medium, right, which is another good party game.
Yeah.
And he walks in the room, and I look at him and I go, oh my gosh, you were that guy that was hovering the table. I had no idea that was you for the game that I was gushing about and telling people how amazing it was. And he's like, oh my gosh, I just really loved watching it. I loved watching how happy you were. And, then we proceeded to do our 30-minute interview with him, you, him, and I, to which that got emotional. And then you start getting emotional, and he does, and then I'm in the middle going like, no.
the video I'm gonna edit it this week and have it out before the weekend, but in this video all 3 of us are tearing up at the end of the video.
You two are just like driving me that way.
Like, oh no, hold it in, guys.
And Erin's just over in the corner shaking her head like, you bunch of babies.
Yeah,
but that was our short but
short but intimate
meeting together. So it was fun playing. Just I used to like playing heavier games at conventions. I used to like the heavy game. Give me 3 or 4 hours, let's get this to the table. In the evenings now I like playing Green Teams and Night of the Ninja, and we played Grant's got this awesome game that he's shopping around called People Watching that was hilarious.
Okay.
And we were like crying laughing playing that one. Some of AJ's answers were the best answers to questions I've ever heard. Cool. But it was light, it was fun. We played Strike like half a dozen times. Like, it was a good time. And I posted something on Facebook earlier today. Origins is just like, it's adult nerd camp, right? We just get together, we hang out with people we love, we play games, and we get to meet so many cool people in this industry that there are few people that I'm like, oh man, I don't want to talk to that person, right? There really isn't anybody that I could think of. I was like, oh, I have to avoid that person.
Yeah.
You love who you see and you get to hang out. AJ, same thing.
It's really good. So it's definitely like conventions being back is a big thing. I feel like it rejuvenates you. I know Erin and I came home ready to jump in and play more games. I mean, that's my dad. We came in the door and my dad was like, oh man, the games are ready, starting with the games already. And I was like, you have to understand that like this is downtime. This is exciting. This is fun. It's thinky. It's all these things to us. And it's a point of it makes us more relational, I think, in a lot of ways. So
100%, right? The time we got to spend together with all of us and be able to see that. And I looked at Erin that Thursday night. I'm like, well, I don't know how I said you're a saint. It's 10 dudes and you here. And then the next night it was 19 of us.
19 guys and Erin. So.
But she just blended right in. We had a good time.
She had such a good time.
So, it's just fun being able to do something together in person, right? Which is such a rare commodity because time is precious and travel is precious, and these conventions are not cheap, right? Like, I mean, I'm very keenly aware that travel is not a cheap thing, right? be able to do this with the people that are able to do it. I feel very blessed to be able to do it first off. And I'm glad I get to do it with some of the people that I love. So
that's true. Yep. So it's good stuff. So Isaac, you treated us like family. You invited us to everything that you did, and asked us to come to eat with you guys, and it was really meaningful. So I really appreciate it, and so I'm glad we get to do these things together. So
absolutely, sir.
Next year, hopefully, we'll have all of One Board family with us in tow. So
you can leave Rick. I don't need to meet Rick.
I need Rick. I need Rick to come. So I need Rick to be there. So
the last question was this.
Oh, what is that? 5 reasons to hate. What is that? Hate bananas.
Yeah, top 5 reasons to hate bananas.
Okay, so bananas. I didn't know this. Don't start crying again. So there's a thing called the banana. Oh man, I can't even remember the banana flip dream or something like that. And it was a milkshake. It was a banana and caramel milkshake. That's what it was. But it was a coffee drink. Sure. And I got it because I really didn't want coffee at the time, and so I got that. And it was so good. It was one of the best frozen drinks I've ever drank in my life. And so the next day, Erin gets it for me for lunch. So she's like, "Hey, we're gonna eat some." Oh no, it was breakfast. We ate breakfast. A muffin.
You were walking out that early.
I was walking around 11 o'clock, and I'm sipping on this thing. And I'm standing next to you, and I'm like, "You and Carly are standing there. We're there for a meeting." And I was like, "Man, if you guys like bananas, how do you feel about bananas? This is the best drink." And I'm explaining it, and I'm explaining the taste and everything. And Carly's like, "No, I'm good." And then you look over and you're like, "I hate bananas so much."
Like, so hate them.
Yeah. And then Carly's like, "Oh, thank God. I do too. Oh, thank you." And I was like, "What? You guys really, truly hate bananas." And I didn't.
100%. Yeah. And then you were like the odd guy standing there explaining that the earth is round, while 2 flat earthers were like, yeah, you're just so wrong, and we agree with each other, which makes us more right than
I didn't know I walked into a banana hate convention. That's and then I proceeded, of course, as you're driving home on Saturday, I proceed to send you everything banana that shows up in my why did so many banana things show up in my Facebook feed?
Because we were talking about it.
I guess so. I had 3 banana videos show up in my Facebook feed the next like later on that day. I was like,
so weird.
Yeah, it's real weird.
I did see somebody commented on the post they put someone should ask Ryan about his milkshake carrying techniques. Did you have
who just said that?
My friend Brian. I don't know that you know Brian.
I think he may have seen me. So this is embarrassing. I didn't know if anybody saw me, and if he didn't see me, I'm about to admit to something.
He must have saw something. That's why he's asking.
Oh, crap. Brian, I don't know what you saw, but I'm going to explain something. I'm carrying the shake on top of 2 boxes, walking around the show floor. I look one way, and slowly the banana shake falls off the 2 boxes onto the floor and shoots banana milkshake probably 20 feet.
No.
And I just look down and I'm like, I can't believe this just happened. And I look around, I'm like, can I grab a mop? Is there a mop anywhere? Is there a broom? Is there like a towel dispenser of some sort?
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything. And so I ran to the bathroom, and I'm pumping the thing for paper towels, and I get all these paper towels, and we're wiping banana milkshake all over the floor. It's not coming up. And I feel like the biggest idiot. I'm just beating myself up over it. And if this was Friday, it was the remnants of banana that one you saw. Left. It was a little bit left. And if Brian saw that, then that's it. If Brian didn't see that, I just admitted to shooting banana milkshake 20 feet across the show floor. So,
well, since he asked about it, his quote says someone should ask Ryan about milkshake carrying technique. So he definitely saw it.
Yeah. The milkshake carrying technique was 2 boxes with a milkshake on top of the 2 boxes, open-handed, looking around the show floor saying, I know I saw it. Where's that booth? So,
yeah. And down it
that
went.
Sucks.
Good riddance, the bananas milkshake.
Whatever. I lost that delicious little bit.
So yeah, that's our Origins. Overall, it was a great con. It was fun. It was different. I fully expect it will be less attendance than normal.
Yeah.
Like 2019 normal, but more than last year, right?
Yeah,
so we'll see where that goes. I hope Gen Con and everything moving forward. I hope all the companies that invested the time and money felt, that their time and money had value, right?
I will tell you, Chip Cole from Squatchy Games, they had Cryptid Cafe there. And so Cryptid Cafe is a really, really cool family weight game that you're serving with these different cryptids, your Loch Ness Monster, and all of a sudden you have apple spider, hot apple spider, and stuff like that. Like the really cool puns and just a really fun game. Our Kickstarter copy is actually on the way here now, but they had a booth there. They had a couple copies before people get them, and I'm so glad that they were there because they sold out Sunday morning, and I'm really glad that they were there because they honestly put a poll out to Kickstarter backers and said, should we go or shouldn't we go? You tell us. And it was overwhelmingly yes, and I'm glad they went because they sold out their stock, and it's a great game. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we talk about where you can find us, but before we do that, why don't you talk about you mentioned the t-shirts earlier. What's the new thing going on with the t-shirts?
Oh, this isn't one of my t-shirts. No. So you can head over to I'll grab the address real quick.
Because I got to see you wore a couple of them. I saw the one AJ wore. They look solid. They look super, super high quality, like very impressed with with them. Oh boy, we have the Mr. Charity Board Gamer just wandering in here. We're just finishing up.
What's up?
You have to go back and look. We talked a little bit about the meetup.
Chris? We talked about you for a minute. Yeah. So who let Rick in here? I know that's the thing. The internet can't stop him. So
I wish somebody would.
I know. So I put it in the show. I just put it in the show feed. Basically, we have a Teespring store. You're going to be able to check out. I've got 6 different designs in the Teespring store, all pretty affordable. We kept the prices low. We're not making a ton of money off of these, but we want to have these designs on people's backs. I think they look good. So check it out. We've got 3 different coffee mugs and 6 different t-shirt designs in 3 different t-shirt styles. So if you dig that sort of thing, check it out. So we greatly appreciate it. To support One Board Family in that way. So so
awesome. And over at Gaming Sidekicks, you can find us. Could be Bob. Wow. You can find us at all the social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Over on the TikToks, I put up some videos during Origins. I got a bunch ready to go. Put up 2 or 3 today from Origins stuff. Just check out some of the games, the tables, some of the fun stuff going on. Lots of fun stuff. Like sometimes it seems silly, but you forget to make content when you're just enjoying each other's company. We played this really cool prototype from 25th Century that'll be coming sometime in the near future that was just a riot. And I was like, I didn't get any videos of that, but it's okay. It's okay, right? We just
you were there in the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Where you can find us all.
Yeah, find us at One Board Family all over the place. Our YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to us on YouTube, it was just Aaron and I and my book bag full of equipment, and we produced 15 in 72 hours. We produced 15 different videos uploaded to Facebook and fully published. To YouTube and fully published. So if you want to look at the show floor, if you want to look at some of the games that were there, and then we have 12 quick looks that visit the booths and see specific games, and 3 overview recap videos that include me Aaron, and Isaac. So check out all those videos because we pumped out a stupid amount of video content in a very short period of time. So, and awesome. we've got more videos. I've got 4 more in the can that I'm going to be working on this week. And Rick said that we actually have an intern. One Board Family has a summer intern this year, which is very, very exciting. It's almost like we're semi-professional, but very much not.
Is that for real?
Yeah, we actually have a summer intern. So Rick has the connection. And so Rick and myself were talking to the summer intern today, and we're going to have some video content coming, and it's going to be really exciting. So
I love it. That's awesome.
Very cool stuff. So,
is it Rick? Is that who the summer intern is?
Yeah, it's actually Rick in a wig. That's he went off camera and then came back, and I was like, Rick, is that you? You didn't even bother shaving your beard. He's like, this is not Rick. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, it's not Rick. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Not Rick's my favorite Rick.
Not Rick. So not Rick is my favorite Rick. That's everybody's favorite Rick. So. Cool, man. Well, have a good night. Enjoy your time with your family. And Erin and I are about to bust out Acropolis because she wanted to play this real bad when she got home. So
do it.
Let's
do
it. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah. Bye-bye.